So, final recap on what has been a very eventful 2 weeks. So, I'll tell you my placings. Obviously, Pittsburgh, we placed second place out of about 25 lads, and we placed first here in New York with about, I'd say about 20 odd lads. Great lineup in both. Both had top 10 Olympians in there. We had 4th place Olympian, 6th place Olympian. So, had some really good competitors in there. But I just wanted to basically chat to you guys about what happened over the 2 weeks. So, it's been a difficult 16 weeks of prep. My wife's heavily pregnant, and there were times in the 16 weeks I was thinking, why am I doing this? I should really be focusing on my family life. I've got a lot of work going on, a lot of businesses that I set up back home, and it felt like it was a bit of a silly thing to do. But the competitive side of me and that never giving up attitude, I felt like I really had to prove something this year. And it's my 10th year anniversary of competing as a pro men's physique competitor. So I wanted to make waves this year and show people that with hard work, determination, consistency, you can do anything in life. And I want to prove to everybody that I've still got it. I'm still up there in the mix for the Olympia, and I still want that title. I'm a competitor at heart, and I really, really want that title. So we worked hard, went through the trials and tribulations, hard graft in the trenches for the 16 weeks, and we set off for Pittsburgh. And from start to finish, it was a nightmare. Wasn't it, Ash?
It was.
An absolute nightmare. So
hurdles from day one.
Yeah, we had delays with flights. I got interrogated at the border control. They didn't want to let me into America for some reason. Had my food taken off me, which resulted in no food on my flights over there. 4 flights later, we finally got to Pittsburgh. And the moment I landed in Pittsburgh, my wife rang me in absolute disarray, couldn't even speak, literally crying her eyes out in a mess, being violently sick, and being rushed to hospital. She's heavily pregnant in the first trimester, and here's me in Pittsburgh, the other side of the world, not being able to do anything, worried about my unborn daughter, my wife. So yeah, that was difficult, and my head just wasn't in Pittsburgh at all. I just wanted to be at home. I was constantly on the phone to my family, my sister, everybody trying to rally around, just trying to help my wife out and help my son out. And it was really difficult. It was really hard, just feeling a bit selfish, a bit helpless, knowing I'm the other side of the world competing, which wasn't important at that stage. So as you can imagine, going into the show, didn't really think about it. My head wasn't in it. Went into tanning, and I've always been really, really anal about my tanning. 3 coats, pre-tan, pre-coat over 24 hours, and then a hard bronzer on the day. I had 1.5 coats because I just left it to the tanners, just didn't think about it. I looked washed out and dry, and with all the excuses under the sun, I just didn't bring my A game, and Corey Morris did. And I don't want to take anything away from Corey, because that's not who I am as an athlete or as a person. He looked phenomenal. I just know if I was at my best, I would have been a lot better, and I would have challenged him a lot harder. But that was done with, and we're headed to New York. New start. Amy was a lot better. Everything back home was good, so we're refocused, and we got back into New York. Had a phenomenal peak week, training hard. Things started to come together really well, tighten back up, filling back up. 2 days out from the New York Pro, and I got food poisoning. Had a dodgy salmon meal. Straight away, within 20-30 minutes of eating it, I knew something was wrong. Stomach egged up, I'm sweating, salivating, trying to keep the food down. I'm on the toilet. I was just in a bad way. It was really hard. We just had to wake up, trying to just drip feed food in every hour and stuff. But all the while this was happening, in the back of my head, I was like, nobody is taking that New York title from me, and I am absolutely determined to go and smash it tomorrow. And if you'd have seen my stomach and the way I was, 24 hours on from that point, you'd have never thought I'd have stepped on stage, not in a million years. But there was just something saying, a never give up attitude, and in my whole career, it's the one title I've really, really wanted, and I always thought it's just missing on my resume, and it's something I I wished I'd done earlier. And the reason I never did it, just quickly, was every time I did a show, it was always very strategic. I did a show what was always more prestigious than the one before. And because I won Pittsburgh, and obviously you've got to imagine I'm from the UK, so it's hard to compete in all the shows in America every year because it's expensive, it's time away from the family. It's not as easy as just stepping into shows every weekend. So I had to pick my shows strategically. Once I'd won Pittsburgh, I never felt like I could really go back because I then started to win the Arnold Classic, and I was winning the Arnolds, I won 3 Arnold Classic titles, and then I placed in second at the Olympia. So it just never really felt the need to go back, and I always qualified as a top 5 Olympian. So there was no need for me to go hard in the middle of summer when I could rest up and improve for the following Olympia. So this year was different. Like I say, we had to re-qualify, and I thought, you know what, I'm making amends and I'm going to really get that title. So no matter what happened, on the day I felt queasy, I felt sick, I did not feel good at all. But I knew 10 minutes on stage, 20 minutes backstage wrapping up, it means everything, and I've got to give it my all, even if it means passing out and whatever, it all going wrong. I gave it my absolute everything, and we got the result we went for. And I'm so proud of not only myself, but my team. Everyone still believed in me, everybody was supporting me, just being there for me. And it just, yeah, it meant so much more knowing what we'd been through to then get that title. And not only that, to actually be at our best. Maybe I need to get ill more often because I was actually the fullest I've ever been, the driest I've ever been, and
on the most food as well.
Yeah, the most confident I've ever been. So it was a great showing, and I'm really proud of my team and myself for doing that. And yeah, and I don't really know what else to say other than Olympia will come in November. I've corrected all my wrongs, all my faults, posing, tanning, a lot of my front posing was the worst, whatever, but and my back, I brought my back up, which is always, I wouldn't say always, it's been a bit of a negative the last Olympia. So going forward, I know I still need to improve my back. The likes of Erin Banks, Brandon Hendrickson, these massive turtle backs, I need to be able to win from the back as well as from the front. I know I've got the front locked down, but the back is where it's at. So that is my game plan for the next 6 months. It's just really knuckle down on my back training, bring that thickness to my mid-rhomboid. But for now, it's resting up. We're in the gym, but I ain't doing anything. These lads are going to go and have a training session. I'm just going to sit here and reply to emails and do a little bit of work. But I just want to end this video, as always, as thank you for everyone's support. Thank you for all the messages, the well wishes, the belief in me. Everyone still believes in me. 10 years on from competing as a pro men's physique, 20 years on from training, and I'm still fighting. We're still getting in there and fighting and digging deep. So yeah, I do appreciate all the support. Thank you for watching this little mini series. Massive shout out to Ash, by the way, as well, for turning these round so quick. And yeah, we'll see you when I get home, maybe an off-season prep, but we do have some amazing things coming up back home, which we're going to film and release very soon, so stay tuned for that as well. Thanks again, guys. I'll see you in the next video.
I think I got a little, there we go. You finished second last week in Pittsburgh and came back here 1 week later and took the victory, so congratulations. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I basically got feedback from the judges from last week. I knew I had a few things I had to correct with my posing, filling up a little bit more, and yeah, big thanks to everybody who helped me this week with that. I've practiced day in, day out for the last 4 or 5 days to correct my wrongs, and yeah, I'm really glad of the win, so thank you very much.
Congratulations, and you are headed to the Olympia.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'll see you in November, guys.
Nicely done.